In this video, we will learn the second part of figures of speech. Let's get started. The third classification of figures of speech is based on sound. They are alliteration, assonance, consonance, onomatopoeia, euphony, cacophony. Let us discuss in detail. First one, what is alliteration? It is the repetition of consonants in the beginning of words or in stressed syllables. For example, a big bully beats a baby boy. Here, the consonant b is repeated in the beginning of words. Next, assonance. It is the repetition of vowel sounds, especially in stressed syllables. For example, on a proud, round cloud in white high night. Here, the vowels ow and I are repeated. Consonants. It is the repetition of the same consonant sound within a group of words. It can occur anywhere within the words, at the beginning, middle, or end, and in stressed or unstressed syllables. For example, reader to rider. Another example, horror to hearer. Onomatopoeia. It is a word that imitates its meaning or sound. For example, splash, murmur, buzz, giggle, tick tick, etc. These words imitate its meaning. Next, euphony. It is using smooth words or using pleasant or harmonious words. For example, John Keats' Ode to Autumn. Here, the poet used this figure of speech. Cacophony. It is using harsh combination of sounds. Examples you can see in Gerard Manley Hopkins' poem The Wind Over. Fourth classification is based on association. Based on association, figures of speech are divided into metonymy, synecdoche, antonomasia, transferred epithet. Metonymy. It is using a word instead of another word with which it is closely related or associated. For example, crown is used instead of the word king, tongue is used instead of the word language, pen for writing. Pen is mightier than the sword. Here, pen means writing. Synecdoche. In this figure of speech, hall is used to part and part to hall. Example, the word 10 hands used for 10 workmen, 5 summers used for 5 years, wheel used for vehicle. Antonomasia. It is a type of metonymy in which a phrase is used instead of a noun, which is associated with a noun and vice versa. Examples, a little corporal used for Napoleon, the man of pain, that word is used for Ulysses, Shylock, that word is used for miser. I am not a Shylock means I am not a miser. Transferred epithet. In this, adjectives are shifted or used from animate to inanimate object. For example, sleepless night, weary way, cheerful money. Sleepless, very cheerful. So these adjectives are used for animate objects usually. But here, these are used for inanimate objects. Transferred epithet is also called hypallage. The last classification of figures of speech is based on arrangement. Based on arrangements, figures of speech are divided into climax, anti-climax, inversion, diacob, zeugma, anaphora, anagram, and rhetorical questions. Climax. It is arranging things in the order of increasing importance. For example, I came, I saw, I conquered. Another example, let a man acknowledge his obligations to himself, to family, his country, and his God. Anti-climax. It is arranging things in the order of decreasing importance. He lost his family, his car, and his cell phone. Inversion. It is changing conventional word order. Examples, ice cream I like, ready are you, smart you are, shocked I was. From these examples, you can understand conventional word order is changed. Diacob. It is a word or phrase is repeated with a small number of intervening words. For example, put out the light and then put out the light. Here, the phrase put out the light is repeated with the intervening words and then. You will laugh, indeed, you will laugh. Here, you will laugh phrase that is repeated with the intervening word indeed. Zeugma. A verb applies to more than one noun which are totally different. For example, John lost his coat and temper. They covered themselves with dust and glory. I lost my heart and suitcase there. Anaphora. It is the repetition of word or words at the beginning of nearby lines or clauses. Examples: it was the best of time, it was the worst of time, it was the age of wisdom. So these lines are taken from Tale of Two Cities. Here we can see it was repeated. Anagram. It is shuffling of word or rearranging a word for creating new words. For example, Erwan. It is the anagram of nowhere. Alia. It is the anagram of ally. The last one, rhetorical question. It is a question asked in order to create a dramatic effect or to make a point rather than to get an answer. Usually, such rhetorical questions can be seen in poem.